Jiho and the Axie Infinity's economies, whoever they are, or wherever the positions they are holding, are in a state of denial. Right? Let's look at their latest release. This is the day we have been looking forward to since 2018. Axie releasing an important component to Axie's lives, and the key lever in our quest for economic balance is finally here. Full details, right? Okay, let's look. I'm not even going to waste my time to click into it on the full details, right? Because we know it has nothing to do with pumping up SLP prices, and if it has nothing to do with pumping up SLP prices, and basically useless, right? So, but what is really interesting is to look at the reply, right? Okay. Let's look at the reply, right? So the replies are very negative, and these negative comments are well justified in my opinion. Okay, why don't you guys just ditch SLP at this point and release a new coin? What's the point of spending hours just to earn a few cents? Well, ditching SLP will not solve ditching SLP is basically declaring death sentence for the game, because you have lost a new credibility, right? Any credibility, because the correct measure against hyperinflation, which is in this case, because the Axie economy is having a problem of hyperinflation, just like what Turkey and Venezuela is, what these countries are experiencing right now, right? So your core currency for economic activity is SLP, and SLP is having a confidence crisis, not just a confidence crisis, and they're simply overprinting of SLP. So what they need to do is actually to do aggressive measures to stop this inflation. These aggressive measures, you can take some pointers from the fiat economy in the real world, right? So what do government do when they have a currency crisis? First, they raise interest rate, right? So this can be done through staking, but not two coin staking, right? But single token staking. They can offer staking reward. So if you stake SLP, we'll give you RON token or Ether, right? Or we'll give you AXS. That will quickly drive SLP back to sanity, right? So that's by raising interest rate. Another measure is foreign exchange intervention. This is a common strategy used by Asian countries that have a lot of foreign reserve, like they have like USD or Euro, and this can be used by the Axie Infinity developers because they have a lot of AXS and Ether, especially Ether, right? Ether is not even a in-game currency. It's a common currency that's used by the entire crypto space, right? So they can sell the Ether in exchange for SLP to support the price, but they choose not to do so, right? It's very weird because when you choose not to support your own currency, right? It speaks a volume about your confidence in your own currency. It's like saying, okay, imagine today, like the Japanese government hold a lot of dollar assets, right, in their treasury, in their sovereign wealth fund. Of course, they don't have sovereign wealth fund, but just an example. Right? But when the Japanese yen is having a crisis, they refuse to use the foreign reserve they have to save Japanese yen, right? That would be crazy, right? Any government would want to do so. But imagine the Japanese government tell you, no, we don't want to save the Japanese yen because we think that the Japanese yen is a so-called a shit coin, and we want to focus on the good currency, which are the which are dollar and euro. Imagine any government has the audacity to say that, right? But although Axie Infinity doesn't really say such discouraging things, but they are behaving as if Ether and ASS are premium assets, while SLP is something that they don't even want to hold. Remember, the Axie Infinity treasury does not hold any SLP. The Axie Infinity treasury, the community treasury, only hold ASS and Ether as assets. And the transaction tax is calculated in terms of Ether. When you buy or sell any Axie, you pay tax in Ether. So this is crazy. Imagine a Japanese government collecting tax from Japanese residents in dollar or in euro, but not in Japanese yen. This is very crazy from a economics point of view, right? So they have every means to choose to do something about it, and they choose not to do anything about it. And it's not just incompetency. A lot of people say it's incompetency. It's not incompetency, right? When this is not the first time where we have seen a project developer where they don't trust their token in exchange for Ether or BTC. This is not a problem of incompetence. This is a problem of moral failing, right? Moral bankruptcy. Right? So they are leeching the resources of their own players because they collect Ether from their own players and they release Axie and SLP to their players. You see the game design. Guys, before you release your Axie, make sure you are well aware that what you will get are land items. You cannot use them unless you have a land. But you can sell them, but for how much, I don't know. Is it lower or higher than your Axie's value? Think twice before you click, right? But this is related to the Axie sync. Right? You can buy a raw Axie for like $45 or $50, but you don't know whether you're making profit by doing the Axie sync. Releasing of Axies means more time to breed for manager. More breeding of Axies, more burning of SLP. It's a great innovation idea, hoping for items that can be sold. Okay, this is at least a positive comment. Right now, there's a huge inflation issue in the game. SLP is being produced on a daily basis, and very little is being burned. SLP's only use case is to breed. It's not cheaper to buy an Axis off market than to breed one. And this is making the situation worse. It doesn't matter how hard you work on SLP burning matter, because you can't avoid the huge amount of scholars selling SLP. If they broke your trust first time, it's their mistake. But if they broke it twice, it's your mistake to trust them again. See, focus on SLP burning mechanism. Okay, they're telling them to burn SLP, to do something about SLP. This game is dying, and a lot of NFT games come out with good return and good burning system. Unlike this, only in AXS on focus, only AXS part. See exactly what I said. Manipulators, and this game will shock the world by its bankruptcy. It is the game will not bankrupt. They are very rich. Let's see, the developers are very rich. They are multi-millionaires, right? Their digits are in 8 or 9 digits. Their net wealth are measured in probably like 8 or 9 digits, and they have a lot of cash. They are very rich. The game is not going to bankrupt. It's the players who are involved getting their bank account banned. For 4 years, focusing on this but not bending mechanics and talking about the future of this game. What an improvement. This helps the community adjust the big investor. Clap, clap, 4 years for this. Aha, Pegasus has a better burning mechanism. What you gonna do? I'm disappointed in the Axie team. All market won't go down, it's go 5 to 10%. Axis every time 20 to 30% and didn't stop falling since July. Put in the project $10 USD at 0.14 USD when it was low. Now I have 98 USD. The people will curse you guys. The dust will pick you. Okay, I'm not going to read this because if not, YouTube will censor me. Please, we are waiting from last 3 months. Please pump SLP. We want to cash out. My advice is never to hold a utility coin that's given away for free. Okay, you can design SLP to be given for free, but you need to have mechanics to burn it, right? Pegasus is doing a good job so far. What if we don't have a land and still release on Axis? Because see, the game design is irrelevant. I have been saying this for months. Right? The game design is irrelevant. We see Pegasus is doing well financially for their players right now, and they have a very simple game. That's horse race. It's more like a dice rolling game, right? Mask wandering as a horse racing game, but it's a very simple game. But it doesn't matter as long as it has some tokenomics and is able to provide economic value to the players. This is what's really important. All-time low from 2020 at 0.96 cent. Always there, guys. Can you make a lower low? Sure you can. Go team. Right. Everyone is being very sarcastic. Like, well, maybe not everyone, but most, right? But what are these items for? Will they generate SLP or other coins? Are they usable without land, or they are just tradable trinksters? Because right now they are just ornaments without you specifying what they will be used for. That doesn't change anything. The game's economy remains its biggest problem and the biggest headache for players. There is more time wasted, not to mention that many will lose their access for nonsense. Is there a way to release multiple access at the same time? Doing one by one is really time consuming. I don't trust them with access bundling, right? And the problem with the game design is not a problem of competency. It's a problem of moral bankruptcy. Right? They don't want to spend money. That's the point. They expect SRP to magically recover on its own without spending any money. So if SRP goes back to normal, that's good for them. But if SRP continue to fall, they don't want to do anything either, right? Well, they might be. I think eventually they will do something about SLP, but because they will be forced to do so because of the pressure from the players. But maybe they can ignore the players, which I think is easy for them to ignore the players, but they cannot ignore the investors because they sold the stock, the shares, right? The shares of the company, Sky Mavis, at the peak of the valuation in October last year to the institutional investors. So I think these institutional investors are very angry right now with AXS losing so much value because they invested in the shares when AXS is near the all-time high. Jiho and Axie. I think one way to build SLP to allow us to surrender the early game. Let's look at what this moron is typing. Oh, we're building the Axie universe together. Whether you connect the guild leader, execute the arena battle breeder. Each and every one of you is an important missionary or quest to build a new type of game. I think he is seriously delusional. He always thinks that he's Elon Musk, right? But that's a joke, right? You see, Elon Musk has a lot of respect because he has skin in the game. Right? It's very important to have skin in the game. That's what leadership is about. You want to be the first to charge in the battlefield and the last to exit, right? The game design is basically sucking ether from the players and leaving them with worthless axes and worthless SLP. And of course, they can choose to ignore the problem because they don't own any. They don't own any axes and they don't own any SLP. They can choose to ignore it as long as they can, but eventually it will come back and bite them because when there's no gaming activity, there will be no more ether flow from the developer. When there's no more ether flow from players to developer, ASS value will crash. ASS value will crash. The institution investor will be very upset, and they will be having some sort of economic loss as well because Sky Navy's valuation come from ASS. Existing ASS reserve and the future and the projection of future cash flow of the game. That's all for today. If you like my channel, please subscribe my channel.